Hey, here are 5 stupid things I've noticed about Halloween. It's the black sheep of religious holidays. Halloween, like Christmas and Easter, began as a Christian holiday but has since crossed over into the secular mainstream. For most people in the U.S., it's no longer about remembering the martyrs and the righteous dead on the evening before All Saints' Day so much as it is about getting dressed up and going to parties. But even though it's just as Christian as Christmas and Easter, and is certainly no more pagan than either of those in its origins, Halloween alone is a popular target of piously outraged evangelicals. And these pissed off Pentecostals, these cranky charismatics, are not content to merely decry the supposedly satanic aspects of Halloween. No. Evangelicals have made lame attempts to take it back. Some churches have attempted to reclaim Halloween by sponsoring hell houses. They're kind of like haunted houses, but instead of ghosts and witches and spooky supernatural stuff, they depict bloody, botched abortions and gay people dying of AIDS. And remember, kids, your greatest fear should be dying in your sins. They're terrible. Other religious organizations have attempted to popularize Jesus-ween, which encourages Christians to pass out pocket Bibles and gospel tracts to trick-or-treaters who knock on their doors. Golly, I can't imagine why that hasn't caught on. Vandalism, the fun kind. Today, trick-or-treating on Halloween has become so ritualized that most of us forget that when a child holds out a bag or a bucket in the shape of Spider-Man's head and says trick-or-treat, that child is threatening us. They're saying, fork over the candy, or my friends and I are going to be back. Now, today, most kids trick-or-treat with the approval or even the active participation of their parents, so even if you deny them the treat, you're probably safe from the egging, soaping, or TPing which you have so brazenly courted. Still, I mean, it's a little funny when you think about it, isn't it? One of the most beloved of all childhood activities, a rite of passage for many children, based on the concept of using a threat to extort goodies from your neighbors. Although, when you look at it that way, it's easy to see that Halloween is definitely a religious holiday. Treat tampering myths. Maybe the meanest Halloween trick we ever pulled on ourselves was to propagate these urban legends about poisoned or booby-trapped candy. Many kids, and worse yet, many parents, harbor very real fears of what are essentially imaginary dangers. Poisoned Halloween candy is something that has pretty much never happened. And while pranks like hiding razor blades in apples or needles in candy bars are recorded from time to time, they too are far too rare to qualify as practical concerns. And yet fear of these things is just as much of many people's Halloween experience as fears of goblins and vampires and things that go bump in the night. Unfortunately, Halloween is a focal point of that scourge of American childhood, parental paranoia. Tampered with candy, stranger danger, and hell. If we want to just drive straight off the cliff with this, why don't we throw in satanic cults? Parents worry about a lot of things that seem pretty terrible at first, but upon closer inspection are revealed to be extremely rare, if not non-existent. And hey, I get it. The world can be a very scary place, particularly when you have a young child that you are instinctively compelled to protect from it. But the world, or at least this part of it, is no more dangerous now than it was when I was a child or even when my parents were children. And in fact, in some ways, it may even be less dangerous. It's only natural to worry about your children, but sensible precaution can tip over into hysterical alarmism so easily. And when that happens, it's the children who ultimately suffer for being denied one of the most fun and exciting experiences that you can have as a child. October 31st should be a highlight of the kid calendar, not a scene of dread. So, come on, Mom and Dad, lighten up a little bit. Let them have fun. Let them enjoy it. I mean, for Christ's sake, it's Halloween. The hardest part is only picking 5. Catch you next time.